Hello guys, my name is Dr. Varun and you are watching Chlorophyll classes only on YouTube. Well, in today's video, we're gonna be studying about 11th class topic, that is our chapter going on, that is from Plant Kingdom chapter. And we have till now covered what algae, braphites and pteridophytes. Now we are going towards the next division, that is the gymnosperms. After gymnosperms, we will be continuing with what? Angiosperm and brief account of it. Although about angiosperm and their story, you're going to be studying more in 12th class, that's first chapter. Here till gymnosperm is there in your 11th class. For angiosperm, brief we will be discussing today. Okay, let's just start with it. So now we're gonna go with the gymnosperms. Now the basic thing is what? If you remember, every time when we are studying, we have studied what? The study of gymnosperm must be called something. So what it is called? It is called as gymnology. Okay, so those who will study. So right now we are studying about it. So we are gymnologist. I am calling, we are not, although this is special division when they are studying. Okay, so study of gymnosperms is known as gymnology. Now very important, someone will like, if we are studying about them, then what are the characteristic features or the things? Now the very first thing is that gymnosperms are what? They are what? Vascular, but not the cryptogams, but their sexual organs are visible, okay, identifiable. Okay, so they are what? They are spermatophytes, we are called it. Spermatophyte means that seed bearing. So seed bearing habit comes over here. If you remember from the pteridophytes, there a precursor to seed habit thing happened. And if you have not known, go back and see the pteridophytes. Here it goes one step next to that proper seeds will be formed. So they are what? They are seed bearers. Seed bearer, first time. Like in the trend of evolution, like evolution means first easiest thing, more tougher. I have told you in the biological classification, first chapter topic of this biological classification chapter. So they are the first seed bearer. Okay, first time seeds, proper seeds has been seen here. Seed habit is seen in case of pteridophytes. Okay, so they are the seed bearers and have vascular bundles. Now here is very important thing that of course they have vascular bundles, but they do not have vessels present. Exception to this is also present. Okay, so what is that? In vascular bundles, so vascular bundle has what? Xylem portion, which will doing what? It will be important for the water conduction, and there will be what? There will be phloem part, which will be what? It is for the food. So for food. Okay, now in xylem bachcha, what happened? That xylem has parts, okay, which we will be studying, or maybe you have studied in the 9th class that xylem is made up of 4 different types of tissues. That's why it is a complex tissue. Okay, so here what happened? In the xylem, vessels are absent. Vessels are absent. And in phloem, there is not a presence of companion cell. Instead of that, albuminous cell present, and there is not a presence of sieve elements. Instead of that, sieve cells present. Okay, so what happened? Instead of, okay, not like this, maybe we can write it like this. Sieve tubes absent and sieve cells, they are present. Same way, what? Companion cells is absent, and instead of that, albuminous cell, they are present. So this is how the vascular bundles are different in it. But there are 3 higher gymnosperms. Means basically when we are dividing gymnosperms, same way you remember now we have divided everything like algae, we divided into 3 different further classes. Same way here also when we are dividing it, they have 2 classes present, lower gymnosperm or higher gymnosperms. In some higher gymnosperm, they are what? They look, they have this vessels present. Okay, means these higher kind of elements present, which is similar to the angiosperms. What are those? They are the genitals, aphytra, and the vulvacelia. Okay, these three have these vessels present, means they are evolutionary more advanced compared to the other gymnosperms. So this thing you have to remember. So here what? Exception to this, except genitals, vulvacelia, and aphytra. Okay, these three gymnosperms has what? Xylem vessels present. Okay, so they will be what? Evolutionary more closer towards the next variety. Clear? So this thing we have to remember. Next about it, that how they look. First of all, they are tall. Before that they are tall, the most important thing, where they are present. So they are mostly seen in our country into the Himalayan areas, where there are mountains and all those things present. So they mostly grow in the areas where the mountains are there or cold environment is there. So habitat means what? Their habitat would be cold environment, cold temperature zones. Example, Himalayas. And these regions do not have water. Then you're like, sir, how you are saying that water river is coming from there? Beta, think about it. If it is on a tree means water level would be really down. Means what? Even if they make so long, how they will make kilometer long of roots? So that is means what? They are in the area where the surface water, like ground water, is not present. On surface rivers are there, but they are what? Everywhere present where the river is actually not flowing. If you've been to Himachal, if you've been to any place, you will find these plants. Gymnosperms means what? Pinus is the common one which you see over there. Okay. So let's just come back what it is, that in the Himalayas it is present, means they are present in the areas which are what? Water deprived, means they are what? Xerophytes. Xerophyte means where the water is less. It doesn't mean that it implies only the cold environment, but also to the desert environment. Of course, they are not present in the desert environment, but the environment wise, xerophytes or xerophytic zone is what? Where the water scarcity is there. Okay, so since they grow in water scarcity zones. Okay, this point is clear. Let's just go further into it. We remember about the habitat and everything. Let's just see that how they look like. Means they have proper roots, stems and leaves present. Okay, so how their body structure look like. Body structure. Now here they have what? Roots. Generally their root system is what? Tap roots. What is tap roots? Tap root means a single root is there and from there little lateral roots are present to it. So means a primary root is there. So this is what? Primary root. And from these primary root, lateral roots are coming out. Okay, this is what tap roots. But they are in association with the certain of the organisms. Okay, means what? That in certain of the plant over here, they had what? They made a kind of a rent, tenant, landlord kind of relationship. Means what? That these roots are the shelter, but since the rent person wants what? The landlord wants what? Extra money. So they will say what? Okay, you can stay with me, you have to give me something. So the other organism which is living with them, they will give them something. So there are two different organisms which live like this. One organism is blue nitrogen fixing bacteria, and another one is your fungi. Okay, so they will be living like this. Let's see that how they are living over here. So there are two examples. Special associations. What kind of associations they are? They are the symbiotic association. Means both are beneficial. When the symbiotic means, syn means together, biotic means living. Okay, so symbiotic association is there in which both are benefited. Okay, both are benefited. Let's see that how that is happening. So number one of this is what that happens with case of fungi, that is mycorrhiza. Mycorrhiza. It is not even tough to remember. Okay, if you see that myco word comes from fungi. If you remember na, kingdom mycota. Okay, if you have seen the kingdom fungi video, then you can easily remember these facts. And that's how we have to learn our biology, that we have to remember the word meanings. And even if we don't remember any answer, by the word meaning in the options, we can eliminate at certain point of a time. Okay, so this will be a great tip for you to remember for your examinations, no matter what. Even the board examinations for CBSE and the state boards are equally tougher these days and require these kind of tips and tricks. Okay, so fungi association is there. So what happened in this case? We have already studied about mycorrhiza in the biological classification, that there could be ectomycorrhiza or endomycorrhiza, depending upon whether the fungi living inside, in between the cells, or keeping on the outside region only, and very little penetration in the upper epidermal cells layer only. Okay, so this thing is there. Mycorrhiza we have already studied. So this is seen in case of what? In Pinus plant roots. Okay, so mycorrhiza seen in Pinus plant root. Now here what they do? What does fungi do? Fungi provide water and phosphorus through absorption, which is not being absorbed. Through absorption. Whereas what the plant will give? The plant will give shelter and food also to fungi. Clear with this? Then comes the second one. After mycorrhiza is what? We have coralloid roots. This is seen what? These are a nodule kind of a thing, seen in case of Cycas. Now Cycas can have a simple roots also, means without any association, and can be in the association also. So means don't think that it is obligatory kind of a relationship. Okay, so they can have or cannot have. So seen in Cycas, and in them what is present? Nitrogen fixing bacteria forms nodules with Cycas root. So root is simple like this. Let's go to the next thing, that is stem. Stem, okay, let's just go with the second one, that is stem. Now when we come to the stem, if you have seen a Pinus plant, then you can remember very good. But if not, you know that it has a woody covering outside. Now this woody thing is formed due to secondary growth. What is secondary growth? For now, just remember that any plant you will see, it will have a basic root, basic stem, basic leaves. Okay, after a certain period of time, what happens? They increase their size. Okay, that kind of a growth is what? Secondary growth. Okay, when they increase it, their outer bark become what? Little, like the bark comes up. Means that if you might have grown a plant initially, the stem don't have an outer covering or a brownish breaky kind of a structure, which is called as bark. Okay, but later on it forms. Okay, I don't have any wood right now, but I will show you someday. that what it is. Okay, when we will be learning about the anatomy in flowering plants, we will learn about those things. Just now remember that they have what secondary growth is seen. That's why they have a woody appearance. Okay, secondary growth is present, hence stem is wooden, or more better word, woody bark like. Okay, understood with the stem thing. Then comes the third, that is leaves. Now the leaves could be simple or compound. Okay, normally they are pinnately. Okay, so they could be simple or pinnately compound. So what is pinnately? I will tell you later on. Palmately also will be there, that we will learn later in the morphology topic. Okay, pinnately. So simple leaf means, for example, this is how a leaf look like. This is the leaf and this is the how its lamella means surface look like, right? In pinnately leaf, what happened? This is the main mid. Okay, this part is what? Midrib. Okay, just remember for now that it is called as midrib. Okay, or mid vein for you. And here what happened? Here the leaves are like this. Means this small thing which you are seeing, you will say that this is one leaf. No beta, it is one leaf which is cut like this. It has been cutted till the midrib area, so it appears like multiple leaves are there, but in reality it is a single leaf only. Okay, so imagine that instead of one flat page, if I will cut it till over here, you will still say that it is a single page only, na? Same thing. Understood little bit. So pinnately leaf are more observed in their cases. So if you have anyone seen a gymnosperm, you can appreciate this thing. Next thing is their leaf, certain of them, their leaf could be branched or unbranched. Okay, so this you have to remember. They could be branched or unbranched. Now this here you have to remember that the branched version is seen in case of Pinus, whereas unbranched is seen in case of Cycas. So Cycas normally look like this. From one root it's coming like this, multiple. Okay, so this is what your Cycas is what? Unbranched. These facts about Pinus and Cycas can become a very important questions about finding that how many features resembles Pinus, how many feels Cycas. This kind of conceptual question can come on the basis of your understanding, because in NCERT, one thing is given here, other thing here, other thing here, other thing here. Okay, next thing, now you know that leaves are important for what? Photosynthesis. When the photosynthesis happen, you know from 10th class that transpiration happened. What is transpiration? That stomata open up so that gases exchange can take place. Along with that, as it open up, water also goes out. So this is what? Water loss. So transpiration is what? Water loss. Now in their body, what they do, they made certain changes so that transpirational losses could be reduced. Okay, so this is only we're going to be writing up. Due to xerophytic habitat, their leaf undergo certain modification to reduce transpirational losses. Transpirational, or we can say that water losses. Okay, now what they are doing it, that fact you have to remember it. So number one, they have what? Cuticle layer. Cuticle is what? Oil. Okay, so imagine that if I put oil everywhere, so means stomata, when they will open up, oil layer is there. Okay, so means same thing, like why you put the sunscreen? So cuticle is what? Sunscreen. So if I put the sunscreen, means harmful rays won't come. Same thing, if harmful rays won't come, the harmful rays can't go out also. It's a layer, it's a covering. Okay, so same thing over here. So cuticle layer will protect the transpirational loss. What else we need to do? Plant need to do? Their leaves has to be needle like. That's why pinnately leaf, because less surface area na, because if this leaf is there, more surface area. If this kind of leaf is there, space, look, this space, more, less space is present, right, in their body. So stomata will be less stomata means less opening. Okay, so second thing is that needle shaped leaves. Okay, next thing is shrunken stomata. So stomatas are also what? Shrunken all the time, means like this. Okay, so this is what shrunken shape, so they are not opening up that easily. Okay, so these are the basic things which you have to remember. Let's just go a little bit more. Okay, that is what, how their life cycle looks like. Okay, this is what we have majorly completed, its morphology and the other stuff. Let's just go towards the life cycle, which is the most important of all for you. Okay, because a question on the life cycle, 2 questions of the life cycle came in 2025 paper. So conceptual understanding and the mindsets to develop for the kind of questions are very important, which we are doing in the chlorophyll classes. Okay, so let's just go back, that is to the life cycle. So life cycle of gymnosperms. Now here comes a thing which you have to remember. The gymnosperms could be monoecious or could be dioecious, but they are heterosporous. Heterosporous means 2 different types of spores they will definitely gonna make. Okay, no one can stop them. Means in pteridophytes there was options. What? There are heterosporous Legionella and Salvinia, whereas homosporous all the others. Okay, which we have studied according to NCERT. Okay, now when we are coming to the gymnosperm, spores would be heterosporous. Okay, in gymnosperm also, in the angiosperm also. So we have to remember them, the fact that they are heterosporous. Okay, but their plant body could be monoecious or dioecious. Okay, so here only I am writing this then, that plant body could be of 2 different types. What are the 2 different types? It could be monoecious or it could be dioecious. So monoecious could be what? That it has both the male and female part present in one body. Mono means one. Always remember beta, mono means one body only have both the sex organs. Whereas dioecious means what? 2 different bodies. 2 different bodies, each containing opposite sex organ. Sex organ are here called as same only, male sex organ, female sex organ, whatever it is. Okay, example you have to remember because that is given in NCERT. Okay, and this has been hidden, so you have to remember this fact. Okay, so monoecious is what? Your Pinus is monoecious. In one plant only both thing is present, whereas your Cycas is what? Dioecious. So this thing you have to remember. See how many different points are coming for for Cycas and Pinus. That's why I told you that they can ask you this question. Okay, because so many things are coming up for them and it's confusing. Okay, so this thing is done. Let's come to the life cycle. I am taking a Pinus plant. Pinus plant is what? Monoecious. Both the male and female cone is present on the same body. Okay, now let's just try to see that how it is. Now if a male body and female body has to form, for example, let's say that it is forming. So when it is forming on a branch. Okay, so imagine that over here, this area is what? One branch growing. Okay, as this branch growing, I am showing it over here. For example, this is that one branch. So see here. This is one branch. This is another branch. Okay, like Just take it like example. I am not giving the monoecious dioecious example now. Let's just make two different branch. On this branch, now I want that one becomes the male sex organ, other becomes the female sex organ. So here I am saying that this should become the male sex organ. So here bears male sex organ. So for male, blue color. So we are doing what? Gender thing. Okay. And for female, we are using what? That's pink color. So this what? It will bear female sex organ. Okay. Now they are what? Present in a group. Okay. So if they are present in a group, okay, means they are what? Exactly they are group, but how they are present? So if you see them, there will be what? There will be formation of a bag kind of a thing. And that bag will be covered with the leaves. Of course, every stem has what? Leaf present. So here what will happen? Let's just see. First of all, there will be a bag present. So for the male, we're gonna make that bag. So for example, this is the bag. And they are present multiple. So this is different multiple bags present. So I am showing you what? Multiple male bags. Okay, male. Now these things are called as what? This is single will be what? Microsporangium. And this whole structure appear like what? Cone kind of a thing. So it is called as microsporangiate cone or strobili or the male cone. Okay, so this is what it is representing. What? It is representing a cone kind of a thing. Okay, it is also called as strobili. Remember in pteridophyte also, when we were studying about the equisetum, we said that it is what? Strobili, where the spores would be present. It is also strobili, means spores will be present here only. Okay, and one thing which I forgot to write it over here, gymnosperm life cycle is what? Sporophytic, means their main plant body is what? Sporophytic. And gymnosperm or the gametophyte is very less. Okay, very less. So this is strobili. Since it is a male, so we call it what? Male cone or male strobili. Okay, now this is made up of what? Individually, like this is whole cone, but individual thing is what? This individual thing. This individual thing is what? Your sporangium. Sporangium is what? It is a bag or sac. Since it is a containing what? Male part. So we call it what? Microsporangium. So micro word is for the male. Now this microsporangium or microsporangiate, whatever you want to call it. So you whole thing can be called as what? Microsporangiate. Okay, now these are from outside what is doing here, they are covered with the leaves also. So there will be what? Leaves. So I am making some leaves like this, less leaf only I am showing you, not more, so that they will visible. So what does these leaves called as? Leaves we use word sporophylls. If you remember from the back, sporophylls, because they are what? Spore forming thing, because they will make spores. So a sporophytic body will make spore only. By now it should be clear. If not, let me know in the comment section. I will make a short video so that all the time you can see it. If you want a clarity, go back to the pteridophytes and find it out. Okay, so there is what? These are what? Sporophylls. Since these sporophylls are present for the male, we call it what? Microsporophylls. Sporophylls are what? Special leaves. They are photosynthetic, but they are what? Covering the reproductive structure, sporangium. Okay, so this thing is there. Now inside this microsporangium only spore mother cells present. Okay, so inside it only spore mother cell present. Okay, their story we will learn later. Okay, here we comes to the female part. Now the female part, what it also carries a cone. Okay, so let's see that how that cone look like. So here also the cone will have a structure like this. So I made these female cones. Same like this, their naming structure would be there, but for female we use the word mega. Okay, so what we said that individually they are representing what? They are representing a sac like thing, but the whole thing look like cone. So this is called as what? Okay, close. So this is what? This is your female cone, or it is called as female strobili, or it is called as megasporangiate. Okay, remember these terms: megasporangiate. Okay, now this thing has what? Single structure, same like that. So these single structure are called as what? These are called as megasporangium, means female sac. Inside this only what present? Your male structure, sorry, female structure, means female megaspore will be formed. Okay, so inside it only female, here it is male, female spore mother cell present. So male spore mother cell is called as microspore mother cell, and it is called as megaspore mother cell. Now this could be written as MMC, but it is written as PMC. P for is what? Pollen, because pollen grain will be forming over here. Till here okay? Now they will form something. Now important thing is what? They are doing their reproduction. So for reproduction, gametes only has to make now. If you remember, go back into the Redophyte, see that video, and then come back and you will understand it much better. But we have learned it till now. Those who are regular, we have learned what? That from the sporophyte, gametes when has to form, it is what? The gametes have to be always half. Why? You let me know in the comment section that why it has to be half. Those who will give the right answer within the span of 1 month or so, whenever you will see the video, means see the date, okay, you will get a very good goodie from my hand side. Okay, let's just see it what it is. Let's see that one-on-one mentor session maybe. Okay, so let's come back. So let's when we are coming back, let's see that what is happening. So they will do what? Meiosis they will do. So this cell will undergo what? This cell will undergo the meiosis. Both the cells will undergo the meiosis. Okay, so meiosis will occur, and what will form? The male part will form the microspores. Okay, these microspores are what? Pollen grains. Okay, so they are what? Pollen grains. And these pollen grains are what? They are actually the male gametophyte. Now here you have to remember that these male gametophytes are highly reduced. These are gametophytic body, means a new gametophyte is formed, because these are what? Spores. Like here what will form? Microspore will form. The microspore will germinate on the same plant body within the structure. Where it is germinating? Within this area only they are germinating. They are not going anywhere. They are not dispersing. Normally what happens? The spore disperse in pteridophytes. Here they are not dispersing. So what is happening? Microspore germinate. Here only I am writing. Wait, this should be like this. Much better. They form what? Okay, this don't look good. microspore and it germinates on the sporangium only. So this thing is very important. They are not dispersing off. In pteridophytes, they are dispersing off. Key difference can ask to you for the concept understanding. And by the meiosis, finally, when they form the microspore and they finally form the pollen grain, which is the gametophyte. Now this gametophyte is very important. The fact that is what, how many cells they contains. In case of Cycas, it is a 5-cell gametophyte. In case of Pinus, it is a 6-cell gametophyte. So this fact, if you want to remember, you can remember. If not, then okay. So means it is a highly reduced gametophyte. Not much cells are present. So this gametophyte is what? Highly reduced and dependent on sporophyte. And the same thing with the female also. Okay, inside the sporangium they are undergoing these things. Okay, and they are forming what? Megaspore. Here you have to remember, this is what? 4 megaspores from each. Okay, and out of these 4 megaspore, only 1 remain viable. Okay, and the rest degenerate. Okay, so what happened? Only 1 remain viable. Okay, 3 degenerates. 3 degenerates. Okay, 1 viable one, it will do what? So this is what? Megaspore. The viable megaspore, it will undergo what? It will undergo the certain requirements. So what it will do? It will make the megasporangium. Okay, how it will make the, sorry, not the meg, sorry. It will make what? First of all, this megaspore is present around what? It is forming around the structure called as nucellus. Okay. Yeah. So it will form what? It is present around a structure called nucellus. Okay. So this is what? Okay. Wait a second. Let's just remember it like this way. So actually, what is present over there? Let's just see it in the on the next page, and here we will come back. Okay. So this structure, for example, if this is 1, it is covered like this. Like this it is present. Okay, this is what? And inside it multiple cells are present. This is what? 1. Okay. Okay, here what? This is all what? Nucellus cells. And one cell act like what? Megaspore mother cells. So in this nucellus cell, this is what? This is integuments. And integuments plus the nucellus cell, this area is called as ovule. Okay, so ovule or megasporangium is what? It is integument plus nucellus cell mass. Now what will happen? Inside this nucellus, one cell will differentiate. What is differentiate? Means it will change. For now, remember it. Later we will learn it. One cell will differentiate into megaspore mother cell. Now this megaspore mother cell will undergo what? Meiosis, which we have taught. So this thing you have to remember. Now, once this meiosis is done, it will form what? It will form 4 cells. So they are what? 4 megaspores. Each is n. Okay. Now 3 will degenerate. means done. Okay, the one remain functional. One remain functional. Now same like in the functional one, it will give what? It will give the gametophyte. So this will make what? It will make the female gametophyte. Now over there the male gametophyte name was what? Its name was pollen grain. So here also we have to give its name. So scientists called as endosperm. So female gametophyte of gymnosperm name is what? Endosperm. Endosperm in case of them is called as what? It is called as okay, come back, we will learn it later. Okay, there I will tell you one important thing about gymnosperm in the angiosperm only. So it is called as endosperm, female gametophyte. Now this endosperm will give what? It will make what? Female egg has to be made. So it will make what? It will make archegonium. Archegonium, female sex organ, which is what? Same like this, flask shaped. Remember this flask shaped thing we remember. So same flask shaped thing with egg in it. With egg in it. And here only it has to reach. So did you understand this thing? Go back and see that what I have told you. And let's just complete back. So what happened? The female structure, one sporangium, is called as what? Megasporangium. This megasporangium is also called as ovule. It is what? Integuments. Integuments are these walls plus the nucleus cell mass, out of which one cell mass differentiate, change itself into what? It will change into the megaspore mother cell. This megaspore mother cell undergo meiosis, form the megaspore. Since 3 will get degenerate. Why? Because it requires a lot of process to go and form the next thing, next baby, next seed. So 3 degenerate, only 1 remains viable. Okay, to conserve the energy. So 1 remain viable. They form what? That functional one will, the functional one will form the female gametophyte. Same way the microspore is forming what? The pollen grain means the male gametophyte. Here the female gametophyte is called as endosperm, which will form what? Archegonium. Archegonium contains egg, which has what? Which will help in the female gamete. Okay. Whereas this pollen grain will have what? One thing you have to remember, that is it will have 2 male gametes, but 1 will degenerate. Now the story we will learn later on why the 2 male gametes are 1, because it is evolutionary, something is being done. It is related to the angiosperm. So difference when I will tell you at the end, you can understand, or when the next lecture would be there you can understand it. So let's just see it, what is happening. Now they will form what? Male gamete. We are directly coming to the male gamete point, and here it will form what? Female gamete, or the egg. It is called as egg. Now here they will go. Now in the lower gymnosperm, what will happen? They have motile male gamete. So it will, with the help of water, it will reach to the female, and then what will happen? They will make a pollen tube and it will reach. Okay. But in case of non-motile, means higher gymnosperms, what will happen? Motility is not there. So they directly go by the air, mostly by the air. So sulfur dust phenomena is there, where the Pinus pollen grains are released. They are yellow in colors. Okay. So they are released into the air and it looks like the yellow surrounding is being done, and the yellow is the color of sulfur. So it's like a sulfur dust is there in the environment. But in reality it is what? Pollen grain of Pinus plant. Okay. So what will happen? The male gamete will fuses with what? The female gamete. So there will be a cross or the fertilization, and with the fertilization what will happen? It will form what? Zygote. That is what? 2N. So since their ovary and all those things will go, okay, they are not much there, but what is there? Okay, so there is no ovary kind of a thing, so nothing will change into fruit or those things which you used to study about last year. Here what will happen? This zygote is present as a female body. The integuments which you saw, it will harden up and form the seed outer coat. Okay, so everything is happening what? In this area, beta. Okay, in this area. Okay, so this thing will become harden up, it act like a seed. So this is one seed, another seed. So multiple seed kind of condition will be formed in them. Okay, so zygote is formed, and this zygote, when it is shown into the soil, it will germinate back to the adult, form adult, which is being again, which will start the story of it. I hope this is understood to you. For this, very soon we are coming up with a short, so that quick understanding and revision you can keep it, and in detail you can make it like this. Flowcharts are super important to remember. Well, that's it with the life cycle. Let's see the examples of it with its division. So let's just see that the examples of them. Well, gymnosperm is divided into two groups. What are those two groups? One is the psychophytes, which are called as lower gymnosperms. Another is the corniferophytes, which is what? Higher gymnosperms. I have already described this thing, that lower and higher thing, little bit about it. Let's just see the examples of it. First is the psychophytes. The psychophytes are the group of megaphilous or macrophilous with the cercinate venetions. Cercinate, first of all, megaphilous and the macrophilous. Mega means big, macro means big, so means they have the big leaves. Big leaves are there. So if you have to remember, you will remember about the cycas, because cycas belongs to here. So here what is that? For example, this is the plant stem, this is the soil. Plant stem is like this, but the leaves would be like this, big, very big leaves are there. So you will remember it, and this is it. Now we will remember this. They are what? Megaphilous or macrophilous means big leaves. Big leaves. And cercinate venetions. What is cercinate venetions? If you see, there are certain plants which have what? Pteridophytes or bryophytes. Pteridophytes kind of a skin, means their leaf is like this and coiled at the end. Okay, remember it. So if the leaves are like this, coiled at the end, these are what? Cercinate venetions. Okay, what is venetions? We will learn later on, but I told you that if the leaves looks like this to you, okay, means this is what? Cercinate venetions. Okay, then next thing coming on, that is the presence of ramenta. You don't have to remember it, leave it, but that is a feature of the pteridophytes. Okay, then male gamete is still motile in their cases. I told you there are two types of in the life cycle. Their thing is confirming over here. The male gamete is motile, and when the male gamete is motile, na beta, then the fertilization that we say, that is what? That is okay, that is zoodio-saphinogamy. Saphino word is for the pollen grain, pollen tube. Zoodio is for the motility. So motile is also there, this is also there, pollen tube is also there. Now let's see the example. Number one is psychophytes or psychophylacase. These are what? These are extinct ones, and we know them what as seed ferns. We will learn this in our evolution topic, so remember it, that psychophyllate or pteridospermia, they are what? They are extinct and they are known as seed ferns. That's only thing you have to remember, because seed fern word will come over there in the evolution chapter. So here you have to remember. We will remember the facts. Just remember it in the mind that something is there. Then benitillales. These are what? These are also extinct. Okay, their fossils are being found. Okay, that's enough. So these two are there. This thing you might not be studying anywhere in your life, at least for your 11th and 12th journey. Okay, when I'm saying life, that these are studying about 11th and 12th, and this is what this seed ferns will come to you. Okay, back to you. Coming on to the next one, that is cycadales. This is what your cycas plant, you have easily seen it. They look like this. So this is being look like them. So this is what? Single leaf. The individual is what? Single leaves. Okay, so male and female is different. That's why I called them that they are what? Dioecious. Okay, now they are what? They are the smallest gymnosperm. They say Jania, and the cycas is what? Fern palm, sago palm. Okay, the sago is obtained from its stem. Okay, their ovules about them is given to you. Okay, cycas cone is female cone is absent, male cone is present. So this feature you can remember. Okay, so this thing is there about this. So this is what about sarcophytes. Then comes the corniferophytes. So here 4 different orders are there. There was 3, here it is 4. Total 7 are there in it. Orders. Okay. Then ginkgos. That is ginkgo plant is there. Now ginkgo plant is what? It is seen or called it what? It is a living fossils. Okay. And it belongs to what? Higher gymnosperms. But its male gamete is motile. So only example where the male gamete is motile is in this case. Okay, now cordifers, they are what? Extinct groups, they are not present, not important. Conifers, it includes what? Your pinus plant, okay, which is what? Christmas tree also called as that. So pinus is there, different species they have given to you. Cedrus is there, taxus is there, Sequoia is there. Sequoia is what? Redwood forest. It is called as. Its name is also being given to you in NCERT. So Sequoia species you have to remember. And the 4th one which is not written here, that is what? Genitals. The order is what? Genitalium. Here what? Your genitals, Aphytra, Vulvaceae is present. Means they are what? Evolutionary most advanced one. Okay. So they are what? Evolutionary more advanced, have xylem vessels present. Examples: genitalium, Welwitschia and Aphytra. That's it. Well, that's all for this video. If you like this video, give it a like, share it with your friends who are doing their 11th class. It's even good for the state board also. I hope that you are able to understand something from it. And if you haven't subscribed it yet, please subscribe. That motivate me a lot. Well, that's all for this video. I taken over. Thank you.